This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non-public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Hey guys, it's me, and Papa, and you are joining me for a live stream here on YouTube. So I am here. Everybody's here. I think that everything is going well. How's it going? I hope everybody is doing well and staying healthy. I just realized something, that there's a little trailer for these that I made, and I forgot that I said that it's every week at 9 p.m. Eastern, when in reality this is now 10 p.m. Eastern. I guess I have to like book it over here to make it in time for that. I don't know. But if this time's working for you, just let me know in the comment section below or whatever, something like that. So just to remind you that I do have a weekly live stream here on YouTube. If you come down here to upcoming live streams, you'll see this live stream for today. So you can hit set reminder and it'll let you know when the live stream is going to be starting or coming up soon. So I have it every single week, which is at 11 a.m. my time, Japan Standard Time on Thursday, which tends to be North American Wednesday night. And if you're in Europe, it would be like, I think in London, it would be what, like 2 a.m. right now. So if you're from London or Western Europe, like, you're a legend. That's insane. I would not stay up to watch me at 2 a.m. So awesome. Well, it's good to see everybody. I hope that everyone's doing well. Yes, I understand that the market has, well, my prediction of the TBO didn't work out exactly like I was hoping it would. As you can see on the chart, duh. Yeah, of course it broke out of the cloud. But one thing that I did say that I'm glad this at least held was this 39-40K range. So 40K, this 39-40K range is really, really crucial to BTC right now. If it doesn't hold 40K or 39K, then we are going to go lower. It's not going to be pretty. It's gonna be pretty fast when that does happen. By the way, the music is like, I don't know if you know, but I'm actually a music teacher, so if there's music playing, I'm listening to it and it distracts me a little bit. So if it's too loud, just tell me and I can turn it down. But I definitely don't want it to be like overpowering and annoying. So it's totally fine if I turn it down. So just let me know. I've turned it down on my end, so I can't do it. So just let me know in the comments. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the purpose of this live stream is not just to talk and chat. I am here to give my thoughts on Bitcoin and look at the market, talk about some expectations I have for the market, what I'm seeing, what I'm expecting, what I'm hoping to see happen, for better or for worse. And I'll also be looking at Ethereum today, mainly because news was shared recently that the Ethereum 2.0 merge is delayed again. And it's funny because I haven't seen thanks Vincent. Yeah, I haven't seen the messages really go crazy about anything negative about Ethereum. Everyone's still positive even if it's delayed, and it's amazing because you can still see the buying pressure on the chart for Ethereum. It's amazing how bullish it is. People are very much excited for Ethereum 2.0 whenever it comes, but it's a much more bullish chart compared to Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and just jump on over to BTC USDT. So here's the deal. Where we are right now is we're below the cloud. So I'm going to come into here to the settings of this indicator, and it's going to pop up all these lines, which are moving average lines. Just give me a quick second. All right, so we can see it. Awesome. So good things that we have going for us right now. Good things are that 3 out of 4 lines are green. They're bullish. That's good. A good thing we have right now is that we still have an open long on the daily time frame, believe it or not. Even though this is pointing down, I think if Bitcoin doesn't magically shoot up to 42K today, we could see it flip to an open short, but it's going to be late and lagging. Obviously, there's a nice recovery and a confirmation bounce here at 39.5. So the one thing that's not good, of course, is the slow line, and the slow line will always be late. The nice thing that I'm seeing about it, and I know I'm saying it's bad, but the nice thing I'm seeing about it is that the slow line is pointing down pretty dramatically, which means that all it takes is Bitcoin to come up a little bit higher, come back up to the range where it already was, and it's going to be above the slow line. If that happens and it continues and we go up higher, it's going to really crank that up. Same thing for like the 200 moving day average, which is hovering right now at about 48, which is basically at the same price as this right here. This high is 48,189. It's at 48,160, so it's a little bit below that. So chances are, to me, it's more likely for us to repeat this move again. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Now, I realize that the world isn't perfect. Charts aren't perfect. They're not going to always perform the way you want them to. But for what I'm seeing, I'm still seeing that ascending channel. I still am. It broke the shape that I drew, but we can still work off of that idea. So this channel that we're in right now, turn off volume, it's pretty clear. So this is a really dirty channel. I'm not going off of the wicks. You'll notice I'm going off of this wick, but to the candle close. I could even just change this candle close to candle close like that. Not the wicks. Again, candle open and close to candle open and close. So this channel actually does a pretty good job of plotting where we've been and where we're going to be going. I could even say like to there, right? That's pretty amazing. So if that's the case, and we really do have this ascending channel, where it gets bullish, we'll start with the happy version, right? Where it gets bullish is if BTC repeats this. Actually, let me change. I want to go to bars pattern. Good. So I'm going to take this over here. If we saw a complete repeat, a 14-day, a 2-week pattern, just like we saw back here, that would put us at 50K, a wick into 50K before it falls down again. That would be amazing. Considering all of our resistances that we have and talking about the MA, we would be above the 200-day MA, which it's been a long time. It's been since December since we've been there, which would be bullish. It would be above our resistance lines. 50K would put us right at a psychological resistance. That would be amazing. It's a little bit doubtful that it'll do the exact same thing, but still, it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting thought. And I'm proposing that mainly because that's just what we've seen. If we look at this bar pattern right here, here to here, and we drag it over here, we're gonna see it have to be like that. It's really similar. It's scary similar. Of course, it goes up. It's more steady green instead of, you know, coming back and forth like this. But it's really similar. So it does make sense to assume that we could see a similar pattern start now. This pattern took 16 days. This one took 14 days. So anywhere between 16 to 14 days would put us at about the end of April, April 28th. So, oh yeah, in 2 weeks time ish, right? Yes. Why does it say 16 bars? Oh, I started from the wrong. It's okay, whatever. So in live stream 2 weeks from now, we should be around the 50K range if big IF this actually repeats. So that's the bullish scenario. it would be mega bullish if we break above this upper channel. But even still, there are lots and lots of resistances to pay attention to. For one, there's resistance here at 44K and 45K, of course, just going off of our lines. And isn't it amazing too that TA is just ridiculously awesome? I think it is. I think it's incredible. So what I'm looking at is, let's turn that off. Right here, this red line is dotted because it's broken, but it's incredible because the price of BTC drops basically right to it. There's another reason why it dropped to that level, and we'll get there in a second, but I still find it fascinating. So looking at our resistance lines, BTC does that idea of moving up here to 50K, puts us up higher, about here. So we go above this line and we would probably make a new resistance line, and we just keep drawing it until it really breaks higher. That's honestly all there is to it. It's not that complicated. So what would be very bearish would be, well, taking this current channel, what would be very, very bearish for BTC is if this in actuality was not a rising channel and breaking above would break out of it, and this would be amazing. Euphoric market right here, people going crazy. What would make it bearish though is this actually turning out to be a bear flag. So this basically coming down from a high, we're moving down lower, and we're just kind of moving up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. What would really put, make the bears go on fire, essentially, that would just make them super duper happy, as if this was in fact a bearish flag. BTC can't sustain the movement anymore, whether it goes up again and it comes down, but maybe the last time it breaks, all it has to do is just break out of this and stay and close below. And if it closes below, then we're headed down. That's a confirmation, and a confirmation like that is costly. And I say that it's costly because we would want to measure it like this. So we're looking at a 50% move. So if it were to break 50% out of the flag today, that puts us literally at 20K. So again, you want the bullish news. I get it. Me too. I do want to see the bullish predictions, but the bearish prediction would be if this chart pattern in fact is a bear flag, then that means that we are definitely going to be heading down to 20K because of the way that these are measured. We're measuring the impulse from top to bottom before the recovery. So top to bottom recovery, boom, that's our measurement. That would put us down to 20K, which is in line with a lot of bears out there expecting the price to drop that far. So if we think about our fib lines, that matches up to our fib line support right now. It's still at 19K, 20K. That makes sense. That adds up. If we look at our TBO, actually, I don't want that. I want to take away that. I want to take away that. So if we think about the TBO, we actually have right here support at 19. I'm not making this stuff up. It says 19,527. So there are 3 points that all show a strong level of support there at 20K. Another one that I don't have time to go into would be on-chain metrics on Glassnode, where it's like the realized price, which I believe is a tier 1 metric, but essentially the realized price is a floor, and it's normal in a bear market for the price of Bitcoin to drop to that and pierce below it. That would be a huge buying opportunity, of course. So I made a video about the weekly chart saying that I think that we could see a pretty disastrous fall. Let me see, I think it's the Coinbase one. Because of no, it wasn't. It was this one, sorry, Bitstamp. Yeah, this. So I was talking about this fall in the video because of the things that I'm seeing. And those things would be, I have to get rid of a lot of these lines. Good grief, where are these? Okay, so I was talking about this structure happening where we get these symbols, and then after the symbols, there is a drop. We get the close long, cross down, open short, it falls 56%. And then we have basically the same recipe for disaster. Close long, cross down, open short. We haven't seen the price fall down yet, but if it does, that would put us at a fall down here again to 20K. So here's the thing though, and I see in the comments, yes, Saturnaut, you are on the money. Serious bargain at 20K. Absolutely, yes. I understand that as a trader, or even as an investor, to lose half of the value of the token that you're buying right now, thinking that you've already bought it at a good price, 30K, which it is. Like, this is still a good price if your long-term price conviction is like 100K plus. 40K, 20K, doesn't really matter, right? So we do want to get the best price possible. So yes, if Bitcoin falls to 20K, that is a huge, huge discount, a huge buying opportunity, just like everything else. Now, here's the thing. When Bitcoin has a sell-off like this, like we've seen over the last couple of days, typically alts drop harder. They react way more dramatically than Bitcoin does itself. On the flip side, when Bitcoin is bullish, alts again are much more dramatic in their recovery. I saw a post on Twitter about this yesterday, I think, talking about how we really can't see Bitcoin going up to 100K because dominance has been struggling. And when I thought about it, it made a lot of sense. So I want to take a little bit of time to talk about that. So we've talked about Bitcoin dominance. I've talked about a lot of different things. I'm going to go ahead and just trash all those drawings. The problem with Bitcoin dominance right now is that it's not moving up higher. If you can believe it, back in 2020, we started our bull run back here in September. Here is November. Bitcoin dominance was all the way at 63%, and it went as high as 73%. But ever since then, Bitcoin dominance has been falling. And Bitcoin dominance, by the way, is a metric that helps us to understand the market, the crypto market cap that is controlled or dominated, for lack of a better word. It's mostly made up of Bitcoin. So when we are at 70%, that's huge. But since that time, we haven't seen Bitcoin dominance go any higher than, gosh, 50%. The highest it's been is 49%, if you can believe that. If Bitcoin dominance struggles to, well, make any higher highs, anything like that, if it can just pop up to 50K, I mean 50%, 50K, 50% again, that would be amazing. But I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not making a lot of sense. So let me just stop looking at notifications for a second and just, okay. What I'm trying to say is that as long as Bitcoin dominance is falling, that means that we will not see Bitcoin make 100K price point, because more people have to buy Bitcoin in order for Bitcoin's price to move up higher. If Bitcoin dominance is falling, that means more people are putting their tokens probably into others. They are buying altcoins, they're buying everything that's outside of the top 10, 20, even top 100. Why? Well, the reason I think that most people are putting their money into alts, even Ethereum would be considered an altcoin because everything except Bitcoin is an altcoin, essentially. It's not a bad reason. It's the reason that I literally just explained. What happens when Bitcoin pumps just a little bit? It gives huge leeway for other tokens to just go crazy. We've seen that with Kyber Network. We've seen that with AVAX. We've seen that with Solana's had a little bit of a move, but not dramatic. But we've seen other tokens pump and rip. Why? Why is this happening? Because people recognize Bitcoin as a store of value in the crypto sphere, and they're using their Bitcoin to buy alt tokens, hoping to make more Bitcoin. There's also a higher chance of people making these insane lottery ticket wins when you're buying some no-name token and it happens to shoot up 3,000%. You're not going to see Bitcoin really make a 3,000% move from here like that, where you can see that in the alt market. So there's a lot of new retail traders that are in the space that are seeing tokens pump on Coinbase, on Binance, on FTX, and KuCoin especially, and they're gravitating more towards those because of this idea of that I want to make as much as I can right now. There's a real lack of patience in the market, and I've noticed that because of the sentiment being so bearish. When we see people start to change the mentality as far as their long-term conviction, long-term price predictions with Bitcoin, then that's where we see people hold. That's where we see people avoid altcoins. I don't think that's going to change. I'm not calling for people to change that because I like trading those charts as well, and I like stacking my sats and making more BTC like I did on this little dump, and now it's moving up. It's a great opportunity. So the thing that we have to understand is that while I would love to see us go up higher for BTC, it's going to be a real struggle. It would be incredible if it keeps this idea of this current channel. It would be amazing if we saw it. But I'm telling you now, if Bitcoin struggles and it can't go up any higher and it breaks below, and we are currently at, well, we'll just say if it breaks and closes below 39K, that to me is going to be our one-way ticket to a huge discount. It's going to be a summer sale on BTC. So when that happens, I want to be really clear. When Bitcoin drops to 20K, the same thing I just said about alts. When Bitcoin jumps a little bit, alts explode. So imagine Bitcoin falling another 50% from where we are. What do you think is going to happen to everyone that's holding those altcoins? Probably they're going to hold on to it, unless they're using 3 commas, but they're going to hold on to them. And the value of those is going to drop multiples more than Bitcoin will. It's just how this market works. Make sure that you're using a stop loss to protect your profits. Make sure, even if you're not in profit, that you're using a stop loss. It's much better to take a small loss than hold on to a bag that's 50%, 60%, 70% in the red. Now, I will say you can recover from those, but it takes a whole lot of extra funds and a whole lot of discipline and a really firm grasp on DCA to make sure that you're going to be profitable when it comes out, when it recovers. Just saying, it's possible. So talking about it's possible, this is a good segue to this. So my power bot has been really slow from the club bot. I actually had a deal that closed recently, and it's one that I was waiting on for quite a while. So this one took 10 days. 10 days. For some people, that's too long. People want bots to close like 25 deals, or like this, close a deal every 7 hours. That would be incredible. Please show me that chart. I will set up a bot and program a bot just for that. But those charts that are probably moving up and going crazy is a short-lived run, and then it'll fall down, and then you're stuck. So I want to show you this chart to help you understand that proper DCA really does win every single time. So I did modify my power bot. So I have to admit, power bot sounds awesome. So right here at 1430, this is where it started its initial deal. This is the base order on 3 commas. Then we have safety 1, safety 2 are filled. The price continued to fall. Now, I already placed my buy order here at 1217 because I wanted to make sure that I could exit out, because my average buy price at this point was a lot higher. It was about here. That means I'd have to close up here at about 14, and I was worried it was going to take too long. So you can see here, by having this additional safety trade order at 1217, I closed out in profit. Now, I typically like to have a larger take profit. Like, it's supposed to be set to 3%. 3% of half a BTC would be way juicier for profits. But I want to make sure that I get my profits and I get out, because I'm feeling more and more uncertain with BTC and what's happening next. Yeah. So let me jump on over to Ethereum, because that's what I want to jump to next. Let's see. Yep. Okay, let me close that up. Hey, Codeman, I see your message. Go ahead and just send me an email. If you go to like the contact page on YouTube, I think it's like moonandpop@thebettertraders.com. Just send me an email, okay, man? Thanks. Okay, so for Ethereum, this one's actually looking a lot better, to be honest. I really like how Ethereum is looking much stronger than BTC. For one, it hasn't broken out of the cloud in regards to the TBO. Let me take out my trend lines. It looks like it's going to recover much quicker. The trend is just so much stronger. This is a much better chart to trade right now. So what I want to be careful about with this, though, is getting overexcited. Like I said, the developers said that no, we're not going to see our merge happen anytime soon in regards to Ethereum 2.0, whatever. So we're still in a channel. If Bitcoin's going to have a bearish moment and it's going to break below the channel, then you better believe that this is also going to be a bear flag, and that would drop this down as well. So if Bitcoin has a reactionary event, dropping it down 50%, then that means that it wouldn't be unrealistic to see it drop down a little bit further to like 1,000. To me, $1,000 is probably the max that Ethereum could drop, but I have a hard time believing it will drop that far because the demand is so strong for Ethereum, mainly because of the metaverse and NFTs. There is so much going for Ethereum. Bitcoin feels, I've seen some people talk about BTC as the boomer coin because it's pretty boring compared to everything else, where Ethereum has so many other applications going for it. So I really struggle to see it falling down to 1,000. The last real big drop that we've seen was down here, BTC falling to $1,200, or even here in the bearish summer that we had last year was down to 17K. That makes way more sense to me if we were to see a drop. Again, just because there's so much going for it. People love it. People talk about it. I think there's a real big future, a real possible future for it, but it's still not immune from a really bearish move on BTC, because Ethereum's going to follow anyway. But just like BTC, it's going to have a pretty insane recovery. If we compare the recoveries, Ethereum shot up 171% from July 20th to November 8th, compared to Bitcoin, July 20th to November 8th. It's only 100 and what? Oh, my bad. So 118%. So again, I'm telling you, alts overreact to Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is happy, alts are super happy. When Bitcoin's sad, alts are super, super sad. Okay, so that's what I'm feeling for Ethereum. If we look on faster time frames, which I need to do for Bitcoin still, but I'll get there. Like really fast time frames, like for the hourly, it's basically doing stair steps down right now. I don't like it. It would be in a much healthier and happier place for me if it broke above this trend line, which it's literally trying to do right now. Now, if it happens to magically, and let me make it a little bit cleaner. There we go. And that's pretty good. So if Ethereum were to magically break above this today, which it could, then yeah, expect it to retrace and it's going to go nuts as long as Bitcoin is stable. It's just how it works. But again, long term, it's still not immune. If we look at Ethereum on longer time frames, it's still very much bullish. There's nothing really slowing this token down right now. It's starting to show signs of a reversal here because we're starting to turn gray in the cloud and we have our to close long, so we have our close short. So it's the same recipe that we've seen with Bitcoin on the Bitstamp chart, but again, we'll just have to see how things go. All right. Let's see. So on a faster time frame for BTC, I would be really excited about Bitcoin. I will be really excited about Bitcoin when it closes above this trend line. So this is basically, we are here right now. So if you've been wondering, why is Bitcoin just kind of like not doing anything yet? Well, it's because the trend is your friend until it's not a trend anymore and it breaks above it. So right now we are currently above this trend line, but we have to close above it on the 4 hour. So we still have, well, like an hour and a half left. If it does break above, then yeah, it's going to continue that rally up to about 50K. If it can't, and it's really struggling, I don't know about today, but it's going to happen. Okay, so I do want to point out something. Where am I? Here I am, here I am, here I am. Awesome. So I did share a little bit about this in the Better Traders Club, which is a paid club that I have where there's a ton of tools like the DCA backtester, tons of stuff like that, TBD signals, stop loss hunting alert, the TBT forecaster, there's too much. So I did share this fact that, yep, I'm pretty sure that we got our double bottom and we got lots of volume, and now we're going to see the price start to move up higher, which we've seen that happen exactly like that. One thing I wasn't aware of is the CPI data, and I've got to say, I'm not really surprised. There was so much hype about people saying, oh, this is going to be so bad, it's going to be such a bad report. That sell-off gave a huge opportunity, not just to short sellers, but for the market to buy more at a lower price. So don't really believe everything you hear, especially from news outlets in regards to the financial markets, because so much of that is manipulation. So much of that is just fear or greed talking. So anytime that they're talking about something being really bad for the market, that's a really good time to buy, or at least place some buy orders, because the sell-off was priced in. So no one's really freaking out. The numbers were released. Has anyone talked about it anymore? No. Are the people that made those articles held accountable ever? No, that's not fair. So anyway, if you do like the idea of hanging out with a community of traders that are all trying to work together to become better, Better Traders Club is the place for you. So there's tons of stuff in it. There's a lot of stuff that's in the Better Traders Club, more than I really have time to talk about right here. So anyway, that's on the table for you. If you want to join, that'd be great. So we're at about 30 minutes in. Perfect. So let me just go ahead and just read through the chat real quick to see if there's anything, any questions or anything like that. Glamour, GLMR. Let me take a look at that because Satronaut said. Check that chart. Okay, what about Glamour? What am I looking at here? What's the big deal? What are we excited about? Here, let's see. I need to that's okay. I'll just leave it. Well, it's one thing that's really good about this one, and I bet this one's available on other. Oops. Oh, whoa. Oh, Glimmer. Really? Okay. What about Kraken's gonna be late? KuCoin Gate. Interesting. Okay, so everybody's about the same right now. All right, so Glimmer. Yeah, it's a chart. I don't know. On the faster time frame, it looks like it's already had its move to tell us that, okay, this is a great time to get in. Whenever I look at charts, I'm looking at the TBO. I like to look at the 4-hour time frame to look for these orange dots right here, which are the close short symbols. These close short symbols are letting me know that it's an early warning that it could change. It could tell us one of two things. One, to close a short position if you have it open, which at this point you did. You'd be at, taking a little bit of profit at 7%, or that's telling us that it might move up higher. So it might. And it didn't. So here we go. We got another one. got a cross up, and then we got a little bit of a move up. But really, I like to look at these more when I see more volume enter a chart, especially for a brand new chart like this. So seeing this, yeah, because we got essentially a double bottom. So we got 1, 2. I don't see a big vote of confidence in the volume, but still, chart-wise, speaking like TA, this looks good to me. So we got our confirmation. We got this starting to tighten our cloud. Close short, cross up, open long, boom. So even on that open long to where we are now, it's a pretty good move. I mean, 53%, it jumps as high as what? 125. And of course, at the TBO, you get some take profit targets already built in, like 30%, 60%, 80%. So yeah. Good. And yeah, I see that comment too about Cardano. So we can look at Cardano if you'd like. Ifalioni. So let me see. I do know that there are a lot of people that love Cardano. And I gotta say that there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the Chainlink army, with Cardano lovers, with Bitcoin maxis, with Ethereum maxis, whatever. I think it's good actually, because it shows that those different coins and projects and tokens have a really strong and vibrant and sometimes eccentric community behind it. I think that's really, really healthy for any token. So I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that one token's better than another. I think you really have to gauge the community behind that token, because if you have enough people believing in that, that token's probably going to survive, compared to like Moon River. Like no one's really talking about Moon River anymore. Remember when that was really, really big last year? No one's really talking about it. It's because the price dumped and there's no community behind it, as far as I know. So, but as far as what I see, let me see. Just look at it naked. Well, one really good thing on the daily time frame that I really like a lot is that we got this support line right here. Even without the TBO, we can see it right there. So we got our support. So it literally rammed into support. It agreed that yes, this is support, and now it's moving up higher. It's a great opportunity. That run up too is amazing for Cardano. I was really surprised and happy for Cardano. Still bearish according to the MA. So where we are right now, yeah, we're seeing a nice move up. Got our open long on the daily. It's a similar story to BTC and Ethereum right now. If we go to faster timeframes though, it's struggling a bit more. To be honest, this is actually a much better chart for bot trading. And the reason I say that is because charts like this that have wild swings that pump up and they drop and they pump up and they drop, pump up, drop, pump up, drop, pump up. These are really forgiving charts for bot trading, because all these little the dumps and the pumps, the recoveries, help you to get out of your deals. This is the daily time frame, so I know for a fact that faster time frames, oh, that was weird. This is a great chart to enjoy, and especially to use with your bot. We're looking at the BTC chart. Of course, it's going to be sagging in comparison to BTC, but still pretty fun. Okay. Near. Yes, Sakura season is done, actually, Vincent. I got it one really good day to check out the sakura, the cherry blossoms here. And then there are actually several different types of them, but one of them, which is my favorite, it's called a yozakura, is like this pom-pom. It's like really fluffy. It looks like cheerleader pom-poms. It's really funny looking. It looks fake, but it just pops in these clusters, and it's always about a week and a half to 2 weeks after the cherry blossom season is done. So it's like a nice little encore. I love it. So look at near. We can look at near. Yeah, nice. This is amazing. I love this. So near is, again, this just proves my point too, that if you have a community and you have a good working project, this thing is just up like madness, right? And it could still go. And I don't see any reason why it would stop. This is a fantastic chart also for faster time frames. I don't have to look at the faster time frames to tell you, but just with the TBO alone, I mean, you're getting your close short confirmation, trade up to the line, buy on support, sell at resistance, buy on support, sell at resistance, buy on support, sell at resistance. I mean, if you've ever wanted a chart to practice trading on, charts that are moving up in a really gentle move like this are so good. So good. So yeah, I love Near. Running bots on Near would be a great idea as well. The main thing you want to be careful about is when we have bearish moments in the market for Bitcoin. Near dropped 52%, dropped as much as 63%. Now, of course, it's about to make its recovery to all-time high at 20 bucks, which is incredible. But that's another reason why people gravitate towards tokens like these. I cannot blame them in the least. They're so forgiving and it's so lucrative for trading. All right. What are my thoughts on XRP? I don't know. I can look at the chart. Oh, and I have to make sure, I say it in my videos sometimes, but I don't have the charts that I trade. The only reason why I'm trading them is based off of what I'm seeing on the chart. I'm always looking at the chart because the chart tells the story, and I want to find a really good story that's really good for my bots, or really good for the TBO switch, really good for smart trade or AB trading. I don't really invest in anything except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. I have a couple of other small holds, but those are my two, and I just want to make more of them. So any chance I get to buy more Ethereum, I'll buy it. Any chance I get to stack my sats to make more Bitcoin, I'll buy it. So I'm not so much a big person that's doing all like the crazy research on every single every single coin that comes out. There are lots of other people that do that, and they're most likely shielded by those projects and companies to talk about their tokens. So be careful where you're getting your information from. Always do your own research. But when I look at charts, I looked at Near, looked at Cardano. I'm not really thinking about the project and where it could go. I'm looking at it from a trading perspective. How do I grow my sats? How do I grow my USDT with that chart? So just saying, that's the way I am. You don't have to be like me and look at charts that way. So let me get rid of some of this stuff. I haven't looked at this chart in a while. Cool. Okay. Oh man, another really good chart for trading. So whippy. Good grief. Well, it's not bullish, I'll tell you that for sure, because on the daily time frame we have an open short, we have a cross down symbol. It could cross to the upside first, but I mean, it's pretty strong bearish right now. Let me just look at it like this, just a minute, and do a little bit of drawing real quick. So to me, this is the support line, sorry, the resistance line I see, which it's not impossible. I'd love to see it crack above here too. So it kind of has a wedge, kind of, sorta, but it's not the good kind. We want it to be a rising wedge like this to be really bullish. And this is actually the opposite, where there's almost a floor and we're getting lower highs, which is very bearish. So what's going to happen inevitably is that it can't break above. And if things turn really bearish, it's going to crack below the support and then drop. That would be doomsday. Again, doomsday scenario. Let's see. All right, I see Vincent. I'll do one more question. So he has a DCA bot that's going on 1 year for Uni BTC maybe. We can take a look at the chart. Yeah, didn't do my cup and handle. That's a long time ago. So 70% in the red. I feel for you, man. I'm sorry. That's really frustrating. So if it's been 1 year, we're looking at April. So back here. Yeah. Yep. So it depends where the majority of your safety trades and all that stuff are. If you filled, or if your bot filled all that stuff way up at the top, like initially, you just never closed out. And if you're 70% in the red, that means that most of your deals were started, like your safety trades on the base orders were up really high. It just depends on, well, if we have this really big drop in the market, then it would drop further. So your two options right now are, well, I mean, the easy thing to do, which isn't probably easy for you to do, but to set up a short bot, mainly because we've had a confirmed downtrend ever since September. So like dropping down off of this, we've been down 57%. We did have a recovery up, but still it's pretty bearish. So I don't think that's going to stop until we drop down here, until we do a full retrace. So one thing would be, if you don't want to run a short bot, then you could place an additional order using the add funds button on 3 commas with your DCA bot way down low. And the truth is that you don't even need to have a lot. Even if you have just a little bit and you drop it that far down below your initial price, even if, because that would be like 80 or 90% down, what it'll do is it's going to bring that average buy price down so far. It's going to be crazy. So the nice thing that I do see about the chart, and I know about crypto, is that it's so forgiving. So let's pretend the price does drop down, not that far. The price drops down about here. Okay. So you're down 70% or so currently. So we'll say 64%. So now we're down like 70 or 80%. The amazing thing about this is that there we go. So here's your take profit and your base entry. Even just putting a little bit down there, it's going to bring this down like this far. Like it's going to be dropped so far. And the reason why that's so good and encouraging, well, it should be encouraging to you, I think, is that if it falls down even more, people are going to be so distraught because it's dropped so far. And the truth is that it already has shown us that it can rally up 400%. It does take time, but if we see a huge sell-off in the market, there's going to be a really big and quick V-shaped recovery for so many tokens. So you could look at it two ways. You could have a short bot, just take profits on the way down. Just make sure to turn it off when it gets to about 1,500 sats or so, 1,400 sats, and then, or sorry, it would be 14,000. Sorry, I had to check the price. Or place an additional safety trade way down low and just wait. And then that will greatly, incredibly it'll average down your buy price like you wouldn't believe. So when the price does recover, you'll close out in a really nice profit because these charts are cyclical. And there's a really good chance that Uniswap's token will go up again. It's just how the market works. So, that's about it for today. I got some other videos I got to shoot for YouTube. I'm trying to post a lot more stuff on YouTube. I'm actually posting a video a day, and I'm including this as my video for Thursday because I can't do 5 videos a week and a live stream. It's too much. But anyway, I hope that you guys are enjoying the content that's coming out. I'm trying to do a lot more. There's way more exciting stuff coming too. But as always, I can't say anything yet, but you'll know when it's ready. So please enjoy the change in seasons. Make sure to get outside. You will want to watch Bitcoin, but don't expect anything crazy to happen right now today. So watch that ascending channel. If it breaks, it's not going to be pretty. If it breaks to the upside, I will be happily surprised. So I won't be regretting that I couldn't buy more lower. I would much rather, for the sake of everybody, that it goes up higher. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.